Deep in America's Appalachian Mountains, an entire town vanished from the map. But one forgotten photograph suggests that someone survived its darkest night. My name is Ethan Carter. I investigate forgotten places across America, but Bellwood was different. This town seemed to be hiding something. Inside an abandoned house, I discovered a dusty wooden box filled with photographs. One picture showed a family whose story made no sense. His name was Thomas Reed. According to official records, he disappeared after a deadly mine disaster, but those records were hiding something. In the 1940s, Bellwood wasn't a ghost town. It was a thriving mining community where families worked, businesses opened, and trains arrived every day. One of those families was the Reeds. Thomas lived with his father, Samuel, a coal miner who entered the mine every morning. But beneath Bellwood, the mine was becoming increasingly dangerous. Workers had warned about unstable tunnels, yet nobody seemed willing to listen. Then, on October 17, 1948, a violent storm swept across the mountains. That night, something went terribly wrong underground. At 8:43 p.m., the mountain shook. A massive collapse changed Bellwood forever, and dozens of miners were suddenly unaccounted for. Thomas waited for news about his father through the night. But morning came, and Samuel was still missing beneath the mountain. By morning, rescue teams had reached the mine, but the main tunnel was completely blocked, and there was still no sign of Samuel. Weeks passed, but Samuel never returned. Slowly, Bellwood began to empty, as families left the town and its forgotten mine behind. As the years passed, nature slowly reclaimed Bellwood. The railway disappeared beneath weeds, the houses fell silent, and the town faded from America's memory. Decades later, a researcher named Ethan Carter found Bellwood while studying forgotten American mining towns. Then he discovered a name he had seen before. The record said Thomas had disappeared after the disaster. But another document suggested something completely different, and Ethan needed to know why. Ethan followed the railway records beyond Bellwood. The trail led through the Appalachian Mountains, toward a destination that had never appeared in the original investigation. Then Ethan found the name again. A railway passenger record connected the Reed family to another town hundreds of miles away from Bellwood. Ethan followed the clue to a small historical archive. There, an old ledger revealed that the Reed family had changed their name after leaving Bellwood. The evidence was beginning to fit together. Thomas may not have vanished at all. Someone had simply made sure his family disappeared from the official record. Ethan's next stop was a small museum near the old railway line. If the Reed family had really survived, their story might have left one final trace. One photograph caught his attention. The mountains in the background looked familiar, and the railway line matched the route from Ethan's map. Then Ethan saw him. The man in the photograph looked remarkably like Samuel Reed, the miner, officially recorded as missing after Bellwood's disaster. Ethan compared every photograph he could find. The evidence was no longer a coincidence. Samuel Reed may have walked away from Bellwood alive. But how could Samuel have escaped? Ethan found one possibility, a forgotten emergency tunnel leading away from the collapsed section of the mine. According to the old map, the tunnel opened on the far side of the mountain. If Samuel knew about it, he could have escaped before rescuers arrived. Ethan traveled to Bellwood himself. Deep in the forest, he found something that matched the forgotten map almost perfectly. Inside the tunnel, Ethan found an old metal lunchbox. It had been hidden beneath the dirt for decades, but someone had placed it there deliberately. Inside was a photograph of the Reed family. It proved that someone had carried their memories through the tunnel and left them behind. The evidence suggested a different story. Samuel may have escaped through the emergency tunnel, then watched from a distance as Bellwood disappeared into chaos. Before sunrise, Samuel reached a railway station outside Bellwood. A few hours later, a train carried him away from the town he once called home. Samuel never returned to Bellwood. Whatever happened that night, he chose to leave his old life behind and disappear into another part of America. Years later, records placed Samuel in another mining town. He had survived, but he had taken the secret of Bellwood with him. He kept only one photograph from his old life. It showed Thomas, his family, and the town they had lost forever. Thomas also carried the memory of Bellwood. For decades, the family kept their past private, leaving historians with more questions than answers. Piece by piece, Ethan reconstructed the story. Samuel had likely survived, left Bellwood, and spent the rest of his life protecting a secret no official record could explain. Standing in the ruins of Bellwood, Ethan realized the town had not simply disappeared. Its story had survived in photographs, forgotten records, and one hidden tunnel. Today, almost nothing remains of Bellwood. But beneath the silence, the mountain still holds the memory of the people who once lived there. Ethan had found enough evidence to challenge the official story. But one question remained. Why did Samuel and his family choose to disappear? The final photograph changed everything. It showed Samuel alive years after the disaster, proving that the official record had never told the whole story. Perhaps Samuel left to protect his family from the disaster's aftermath. Perhaps he simply wanted a new life. Whatever the reason, he never returned. The mystery of Bellwood may never be completely solved, but sometimes history is not about finding every answer. It's about finding the truth that was almost forgotten. Somewhere beneath these mountains, Bellwood still waits in silence. And perhaps that's the strangest part of the story. Some places disappear, but their secrets never truly do.